Hello, and welcome back to Bearing in Mind Reviews. I hope it's back. I hope you've seen some of the other videos. If not, welcome. And we are in the middle of a series of 5 Minoh beers. They're regular lineup beers, and we're looking at these 5 beers in turn. In the last video, we looked at their Pale Ale, and today we're going to take a look at their Pilsner beer. And in the next 3 videos after this, we will look at their Weizen, their Stout, and their double IPA beer. Minoh is a long-standing brewer in the Osaka region. They're based in the town of Minoh, which is a suburb to the north of Osaka City. A pleasant place, and it's often ranked as one of the better places to live in the Osaka area. And they kind of backed up against the mountains. There's a nice waterfall up there, hot spring, and monkeys in the mountain as well. And we'll come back to the topic of monkeys in a minute. They started in 1996 and began brewing in 1997. Kind of an interesting backstory. A man named Oshita Masaji had 3 daughters and a business in liquor distribution. And apparently the competition was getting rough at that time in the liquor distributing business, and a lot of cutthroat pricing, and he came up with the idea of starting a beer brewery. The laws had been relaxed at a certain point earlier, and the idea of a beer brewery to make more profit for his company. And he bought a facility, or bought a building, and told his daughters, 3 daughters, you are going to be the brewers. And they had no experience whatsoever as brewers, and kind of learned as quickly as they could, and began working in 1997. And as you might expect, the results were variable from the beginning. They started off as an extract brewer, and so the quality wasn't the greatest. From 2002, though, they started using all grain brewing, and started putting out a series of more interesting beers. And some friends of mine and I, we've been following them almost the whole time that they have been in existence, for more than 20 years. So the 3 daughters began working very hard to make beer, and one of them became the head brewer. Her name is Kaori Oshita, and she's quite a fixture on the craft beer scene. She attends a lot of festivals, and mans the booth behind the Minoh Beer booth, so you can meet her there at the festivals. And Minoh became well known for using local produce in a lot of their beers. For example, peaches in their Weizen beers, yuzu, for example, in the white beer or wit beer. And so, but again, the quality was kind of variable. The one that really caught our attention when it first came out was the double IPA, the 9% Imperial IPA style beer. And again, the quality was variable. It came out at first, it was okay, and then somehow it got very good. It was an astounding beer. We generally agreed it was probably the best beer available in Japan at that time. And then the quality declined, and so it's kind of up and down. We have kind of a saying that, how is the WIPA these days? If we'd had it at a festival, and people say, oh, it's pretty good for now. They also use a Sancho in a Christmas stout we had in 2008, and that was quite an experience too as well. They have several locations in the Osaka area where you can try their beer. One is the Warehouse, which is near where their brewery is, and they have a brew pub in downtown Osaka, and which is called Beer Belly, Brew Pub Beer Belly. And then they have the Beer Belly Tenma place, which is probably the best place to get the full range of all their beers. They have the most taps, and it's a kind of a looser atmosphere, but you can try almost all their beers there, the regular beers, certainly. And so these three places, and they also have an anniversary party every year. It used to be pretty much of a wild event. You paid just a little bit of money and you could drink all you wanted all afternoon. And it got to be too much, too crowded, too many drunks falling down all over the place. And so recently they have put a limit on, you can buy tickets and that sort of thing, more like a beer festival, not just simply pay your money and drink all you want. So again, 5 regular beers, and we're going to take a look at today their Pilsner, and this is a 5% beer. It is a Czech style Pilsner, Bohemian style, which uses noble hops, and on RateBeer it has 35 ratings, an average rating of 3.08 out of 5, not terribly high, 46th percentile of all beers, and 87 for its style, which is Pilsner. Okay, let's give this one a go, shall we? Oh, by the way, I mentioned monkeys. You'll notice the monkey here on the cap of the beer. A lot of their seasonal beers are called Zadu or Sadu beers, and they put the monkey on the label. And that's for the Minoh area monkeys. Okay, let's try this one out. Okay, it pours out a very, very light, pale, almost lemon juice sort of color. Very clear, completely clear. And a solid finger of pretty solid, maybe spongy foam. Carbonation, very, very fine. I don't know if you can see it coming up there. Very, very light, tiny carbonation floating up. Okay, the aroma. Definitely Pilsner malt, very grassy, kind of grassy, fruity hop. When I had this before, it was a little stinky. They've definitely improved on this now. Flavors, very malty, very solid. Pilsner, again, Pilsner malt, fairly rich. Some grain. From mid-palate, it gets a little bit citrusy and a little bit buttery too, which can be okay. Sometimes it could be a sign of diacetyl in the beer, but I don't think that's going on here. This is pretty solidly made. Very light, balanced finish. It doesn't have maybe as much of the noble hops as I'd like in a beer of this style, but the Pilsner malt is very, very clear coming through here. This is nice enough, and it is maybe just a little too fruity, maybe a little bit too malty. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more malt hop balance in this here, but it's a solid beer, and you may find this in supermarkets or convenience stores throughout Japan. In the Osaka region, definitely you'll find it a lot of places. So Minoh has been very active in getting their beers into markets, stores all over the Kansai region of Japan. Give it a try. Okay, and let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, the next 3 videos we'll be continuing with a look at 3 more Minoh beers, and I hope you will stay tuned and watch those. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.